Okay, this is D2, the thermostat control unit. What we've got here is an oblique drawing, which means that oblique drawings tend to be used when the main features are on the front of the drawing. And what you're doing is you're drawing the front and then you're projecting back at 45 degrees. Now normally for this type of drawing, what you'd be doing is halving the depth, so like the distance between there and there would be halved. But it tells us in this drawing that we have to, I'll just move this out so you can see it, or I'll just point at the top here. It says here that you should use full length dimensions for oblique sizes, and I think that's because otherwise it's very small. Now if you do it the other way, it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest, but if this was an exam and it told you that, then that's exactly what you should do. Okay, first thing that I'm going to do is measure up a few things. I'm going to take this as being the front of this dial here. That's what that's meant to be at the front. And I'm just going to measure how far back it goes using my compasses and mark it on this 45 degree line here. Next, what I'm going to do is, just to show you clearly for the video as much as anything, I'm going to mark on this a centre line about this point, so that you can see where this is going to go. Okay, so we've got a centre line on there, and I'm going to move this drawing down a wee bit so you can see a bit of movement in the camera. Okay, so moving that down there. Set the compass to the same size as the original, and then I'm going to draw a circle. Now watch what I'm doing here. I'm not going to draw it full, I'm only going to draw it till it cuts against there. Okay, now we know that this is a cylinder. Okay, and what I can do is basically where get my 45 square, if I mark a point there and a point there, these are what's called the tangent points, and that's the point where the edge of the cylinder would be seen. So I'm just going to draw a couple of lines there. Okay, which means really the wee bit in there could be rubbed out just to remove it. So I'm just going to take that bit off and that wee bit off in there. And we can tidy all this up at the end when we firm things in. Just a line there, a line there. Okay, so that's the part that's coming out. Now I'm going to form up this bit here, which is the kind of main body of it, if you like. And to help me do that, I'm going to draw some extra lines on here. And this is just really so that I can work out from this centre, which is basically that centre, how far out this rounded rectangle is. So, a couple of points here and here. So I know that from this measurement that if I mark on here, point, and I really should extend this up and down to help me. So I'll extend this up and down here. So that's top, and because it's symmetrical, that's the bottom there. Okay, so I'm just going to do some construction lines here, here, and here, and then measure from here to here. You can see that, I should really do it that way, see it better. And then mark that on here, it's symmetrical, mark it on here. Let's draw down from there. Now you'll notice that it's a curve, and it's like a fillet on the edges there. So I'm going to fillet it, and the way that I do that there is I'm going to look at this drawing here, extend these lines, you'll see why in a minute, and you can see that if I set my compass to that size there, effectively that's the radius of the fillet. So all I need to do is do a wee mark there, a mark there. Okay. Connect these up. There's different methods of doing this, but I'm just going to do it using the set square. And then I just need to put my compass in there and draw, make sure the needle's in tight, and then just draw that round to there. Okay. I'll do the same at the other corners. I can extend that line down there to help me. And across there. And again, you can just measure up with this to see where the centre's going to be. And that across there. Mark that across there. That gives me all my centres for each of these fillets. So just draw them in carefully as you can. Just line this one up carefully. It's in the right position. Same again. Okay. Now I'll just firm this in so that you can see it a wee bit more clearly. Okay, right. Now what we need to do is extend this section back. So, using the 45 set square, draw a line back there, line back there, and a line back there. Okay, now to find out how far back I need to go, I can measure from the plan, or I could indeed measure from the end elevation here as well, but just do it from here. So just mark one point there, and then one point here. Actually, we need to do 1 point in total. That's fine. And then we just draw that down to there. These are just construction lines because remember it's a curved part. Okay. What we're going to do now is I'm going to draw back this centre line as well, and you'll see why when you do that in a minute. Right, I'm going to mark on some points. Okay, so I'm going to mark on, I'm going to measure the distance between there and there. Okay, to get the position of the first slot. Okay, and we'll mark that. And there. The end of the slot. Mark it there. The next point. Mark it there. Now, as I said to you earlier on, normally we'd be halving all these sizes because that's generally what you do with an oblique drawing, but it tells us to use the full size, so that's what we're doing. And then one more. Okay, right, I'm just going to sketch these up and extend them along a bit. Snout. And I'll extend them down also. Okay. Right, now what I need to do is draw in the curves because these are all curved off in actual fact. So if I extend this point and extend this point here, then what I can do is I now know where the curves start and stop, if you like. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay.